Recording will start soon. What is this? What is this? Does anybody know?
That might be your
Or you can just jot this down, I think. This is not the first time we've come across such things as this. Somewhere in your notes, do you have, look in your notes and see, do you have something under linear equations?
Yes.
Okay. You should probably take those out as well. Because as a quick little review to that, okay, what we're talking about today is slope-intercept form. What we've worked on before was standard form. So just to give you a reference comparison back and forth, standard form was I gave you this thing where it said AX plus BY equals C. You should have that written down. You shouldn't have to write that down. Am I correct? And I did give you slope-intercept form as well. But, okay. The million-dollar question is, when we solved standard form linear equations, what did we use to solve them? What did we use, Marilyn? What did we use to solve them?
My brain.
Yes, Tyler, thank you. Your brain. Write that down. No, I'm sorry, that's completely wrong. Frankie says,
Y equals mx plus c.
no, that's this. We're not that linear equation, Jen. I'm still talking about this. I just want you to remember, we solved these by finding x and y intercepts. Okay, I just want to give you this reference. Remember, if the equation was 2x plus 3y equals 6, and you were asked to graph that, you did this. You covered up the y term. 2 times what number is 6? That was 3. That was where it crossed. You really don't, this is just like a refresher. I don't care if you take notes on this unless you really think you need to, but this is stuff you should already know. You covered up the x and y equaled 2, and you put a dot at 2, that's the y-intercept, and you graphed the line. That was all standard form. We are now proceeding to slope-intercept form, which we did last year, but again, nobody ever seems to remember anything we do, so we have to continue to review it. Slope-intercept form is very simple, okay? The difference between that and standard form is that slope-intercept form is always solved for the letter y. Why? Yes, it's solved for the letter y. Which letter?
Y.
Because that's what we're supposed to solve for. What letter?
Y.
Y. Just because when it's in slope-intercept form, it's incredibly easy to graph. I could change this and make it in slope-intercept form if I wanted to. I could solve this for y. How would I solve it for y? I would subtract 2x over there. Just for fun, we're going to do this. If I subtract 2x, I get 3y equals negative 2x. So I always put it in this form, plus 6. And then I'd have to divide everything by 3. This equation now is in slope-intercept form. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. This is now in slope-intercept form, and I could solve it like that. The reason this is nice is because it's to graph something in slope-intercept form is only 2 steps. Step number 1, okay, is the letter B is the y-intercept. What does that mean? That is where it crosses the y-axis. So if I'm looking at this graph right here, I did this here. The first thing I would start off and do is I look at that number that's at the end. It's a plus 5. So here at positive 5, I just put, that's my starting point. I'm starting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It crosses the y-axis at 5. That's what that point tells me. Phil, did I not give you a sheet? I'm sorry. Somebody not sharing with you, or were you just going to stare off in the space for? Yeah. And you take 2. Does anybody not understand that? This is that. Let's look at this one. Starting point in this one would be to put a dot where, Colton? Where? Sorry, I can't hear you. Did you say -1? Okay, that's why I made you repeat it. Frankie, what should he have said? -1, and that's on the y-axis. You start with the dot right there. That's your starting point. Okay. From there, ladies and gents, why am I doing on that likes this so much? Okay, number one is you plot the y-intercept, which is whatever that number is there. By the way, if there's no number there, Sam, and where is the y-intercept at 0? The origin. Okay. The second thing you do is from that point, comma, use the slope to plot the rest. It's very, very, very simple. Okay. Now, unfortunately, and that's why the letter M is there, the number in front of the x is the slope. We've talked about slope before, you don't remember it, you just don't care mostly. Okay, so what is the slope of this line, Max? What number's in front of the x? -4. And Max is gonna say, but that's not a fraction. Say that, Max. Then Max will say, well, wait, I can make it a fraction by thank you very much. Yeah, so it is -4/1 slope. Now, what does that mean? Can somebody help me here? Jacob? I am starting at this point, and I need to make a line that has -4 slope. First of all, you must understand that negative slope goes which way, Paige Gilman? My choices are this, Paige. Does it do this or does it do this? Which one of those arrows is negative slope? One more time. This arrow? They're both going down. Oh, you mean from left? I like it. See, there was a little attitude by Paige. See, usually like her pride got really big and started like, talking to me like, yeah, I understand what your mom's talking about now, Paige. All right. This one is negative slope. So what does that mean? Okay, the top number is the up or down number, Maggie. You with me? So I'm going to go down 4. Doesn't matter whether I go up or down. I'm going to go down 4. I just need to make sure that my slope is going downhill. So it's down 4/1. The question is, do I put a dot there or do I put a dot there? Because those are both down 4/1. Well, this is the only one that makes it negative slope. This one over here would be positive slope because it's going uphill. So you would then just take your points and graph a line. And please, I've said this multiple times before, make your line, besides using a straight edge, make your line go all the way through the graph. Don't just stop at these 2 points because you're graphing all the answers there. Okay, and if you really want to be accurate, you can continue on with this down 4/1, down 4/1. I wasn't real accurate there, down 4/1. My line should have gone like this. Let's discuss here. All right, so here's this one. First, start off with me. Well, this is the letter what, y equals mx plus b. This is my letter b, which is the y-intercept. I put my dot there. It has a slope of positive 3/4. So Zach, what's going to happen at this dot? I'm going to do what? Go up 3 and then over 4. 1, 2, 3 over 4, either here or here. But only one of them is going to give me positive slope. Tyler Hopkins, which one gives me positive slope? Do I connect this dot to that dot or this dot to that dot? Yes, I do. And if you want to be accurate, you could go down 3/4. You're going to get line the thing that falls on that same line right there. Collective sigh of relief.
Sigh.
Oh, sigh, huh? Go ahead. You try, Maggie, try to graph this one here, the next one, y equals 2x minus 2. Somebody graph that for me. And then we've got some special cases we need to again talk about. We'll forget them. Somebody graph y equals 2x minus 2. I mean, graphing these things should take little or no time whatsoever. There's a whole branch of math. I'm not sure what branch this falls into.
Judicial.
I think it's executive.
That's an executive.
So the first thing you should have done was put a dot at -2. Cal, did you put a dot at -2? What?
You said no.
Why would you not? First step, that number is the far right dot -2, y-axis. What is the slope of that line there, Addison Curley? The slope is, which means I do what? Am I going right or left with my over, up to this way or this way? Wait, this or that? This or that? To the right, this. Like I said, you could keep doing that, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, or down 2 over 1. You're gonna get a nice straight line there. Now, of course, it must get a touch bit harder, and I would be remiss if I didn't remind you of this here. What happens when you end up with either a y equals 2 or an x equals -1? What are the graphs of those? Because those are also linear equations. People forget about them. Technically, I could write this in slope-intercept form. This one gets a little more difficult to write in slope-intercept form because there is no y there. But this one you could write y equals 0x plus 2, which means, no.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe it does. Let me look. Yeah, you can't divide by 2. But here, where y is, what did I say, 2? Where y is 2, there's a line. So it ends up being a straight line like this. That actually is, that's not undefined slope, that is 0 slope. It's 0 high, we can have 0 on top. Whereas x equals -1, what's the graph of that look like? Frankie?
Straight line down.
Yeah, here at where x is -1, it's an up and down line like this. X equal lines are vertical lines, y equal lines are horizontal lines. Good. Now let's go ahead and do the last 3 right there for me while you're there. If you don't get it, please follow the simple directions. There's no way you cannot at least start with rule number 1. Put a dot on the y-axis where it's at. Way ahead. Wait, that is -4x plus 0. Crosses at 0. Kids, problem number, and I see where the confusion. This is not a horizontal or vertical line. This is going to give you a line that has slope. You need to put plus 0 there. It crosses the slope. The y-intercept there is the origin, and it has a slope of up 4 over 1. It's not going to be a straight up or a cross line. That would to get that, it's just to get those vertical or horizontal lines, it's just y equals or x equals. You will not find both the y and the x in the equation. If there's an x and a y in the equation, it's going to have some sort of a up or down slide to it or whatever. That was quite a football game that way.
All of them.
I just thought it was a roller coaster of emotions.
Have you seen them all?
Joe Brown's
It's-
playing the
I
Super
will.
Bowl.
Most of them, the last like 4 games have been decided in a
Joe
few.
Brown,
Really?
Trey Lance.
It's the end of an era, because odds are that, what's his name? Who followed Brett Favre as Green Bay's quarterback? What was his name?
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is probably done, as is, who followed Joe Montana? Who's the quarterback? Oh, Tom Brady.
Brady's-
Tom Brady, 2 of the greatest quarterbacks ever are done, and quite possibly
Brady's-
they could be replaced by, what's his name? Hillman?
Jordan Love.
Well,
We're drafting him.
what's up, Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
And who's the other,
Joe Burrow.
Josh Allen.
Josh
Joe
Allen.
Shiesty.
My bad.
They could be replaced, those guys were unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have the 2 greatest quarterbacks being replaced by 2 of the next greatest quarterbacks. Anyways, here's the look, ladies and gentlemen. You should have put a dot at +3, which is right here. And again, don't get upset that you can't go up, because you can always go down from there. It's going to go down 5 over 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 this way or 2 that way. has to be negative slope, so it's right there, and your line would look like that. Yep.
Right.
This one again, the slope crosses the y-intercept is at 0. Make that a fraction, it's -4, 1. I think we already had a -4 slope. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1 this way, or you could go up 4 over 1 this way. It doesn't matter. You'll still get that one. Correct?
Yes.
You tell me if I did this wrong. And the last one, -3, y is -3 right here. It has a positive 3 over 1 slope, up 3 over 1, or down 3 over 1. Should look like such. This would be the time. Did I do something wrong?
What?
Oh, you should have
Yes,
stopped
you
me
did.
there. What did I do wrong,
Yeah,
Frankie? I'm
negative
sorry.
3, it's on the y-axis.
Yeah, silly me. Silly goose. The -3 should have been on the y-axis right here. And then up 3 over 1.
That way.
What was I thinking?
Good morning, teachers. This is just a reminder to enter attendance. Thank you.
And that one was not a friendly. All right, here's the deal. There is a quiz, going to be a quiz online after I hand out. This is your assignment, nothing but graphing. NVG. There's 2. This won't take you very long.
NVG.
Victoria, I will put these worksheets, I'll put them. Victoria, do you have a copy of
Nothing but
do you
graphing.
have a printer that works, Victoria?
Well, can you grab me a paper?
Wait, you don't?
Yeah, we're doing a quiz.
Even if you don't, Tori, you could probably graph these on a piece of line paper. Kind of guess where they go, you know what I'm saying?
They sold it.
Kelly, don't rush.
Ramps?
Don't rush.
They sold it. They were paying the buck like 27.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure what whole Ukraine thing is about.
Cooper Cup had to get 70 yards.
Cougar Cup is so good.
You should have 2 pages.
And they.
2 pages, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure. We should actually.
21st. Shoot, I have 9 days.
This whole thing is literally gonna take you.
No.
We should do all 22.
It's like that showcase.
After the summer.
For what?
This
Wait,
literally will
21st.
take you no more than
Baseball.
5 minutes.
24th, I think. Wait, for like
So,
team, like you play on.
and you all draw with straight lines because you are in 8th grade.
People tell you.
Watch act like.
Oh, scouting. Oh, Frank, give me
Let me
famous.
sign it,
Give me a
listen
limo.
what shows
Give me a
up.
limo.
That will also take you.
Ugh. Actually, I want a Porsche. You know, I can't really give away cars. It's like 95% bad after they leave the NFL. Or spend a lot. Yes. Within 5 years.
You can blow all your money on me. On your girlfriend. All right.